Aloha, Richard Halverson here. This is ITS128, and today I'm going to continue with chapter 8 with on lists and dictionaries. So let me share my screen. All right, so here we are. If we look at the class videos, I'm pretty sure that I uploaded the last one. I've actually forgotten to upload them, and then I come back the next time and I do the same lecture again. I've done that a couple times. Anyway, so looks like I got all the way up to 8.8. So let's see where that is. 8.8 was list comprehensions. Yeah, that's good that I covered that. That's a fancy way of shortening up creating a list. There's dictionary comprehensions too. I guess we're going to talk about that. Anyway, so after that is the sorting lists, and sorting lists, there's just a couple of methods that can be used to sort a list. One comes right along with the list. It's called this dot sort method, and you just say this. That's just a statement by itself, and after that statement executes, the list is, lo and behold, sorted. And then this one is sorted. This is a standalone function. You go like this, and it takes so this doesn't mess with the list. The other one messes with the list. This one just takes the list and creates a new one and sorts it, and then sorts it and stores it into a new list, so the old list stays the same. So that's how that works. Anyway, so those are handy, and you don't need to actually, these days you never have to write a sort program most of the time, unless you're in the old days. This is by the end of this semester we will have programmed at least one sort program, but that's not necessary anymore. Now we spend a lot more time learning about files and things like exceptions. In the old days, we never had exceptions, and so that's a very valuable thing to replace having to learn how to sort. But anyway, in 148, we actually get into sorting programs, and I think what Python does is based on some properties of your list that you're sorting, it selects which sort algorithm to use. Anyway, more of that in 148, but fortunately now we don't have to worry about writing our own sort program because they're built in. It's built into the language. The old languages, it wasn't doing that. Okay, so command line arguments. I don't know why we're talking about. I don't know how this got inserted in here, but take a look at it. Let's see. We have a replet for this class, and with replet you can fiddle around with this command line arguments because, let's see, replet. I think we have a replet of this class. Anyway, so you can all go in there on ITS128, and when you open up any of these, we did this before. This over here is the command line console over here. See right there. And so when we practice programming on replet, it's a lot more like how it'll be out in the real world when you're sitting down and you're writing Python code. Way more. This is the way we do it. The way we do the labs here is not so much like how you're gonna write code when you go out in the real world. Anyway, so that's this. So we don't really need to cover that, but take a look at that. Additional practice. Okay, so dictionaries. Dictionaries is the fanciest kind of list structure that's built in, because it's like they're like lists, except for with lists, when you index the elements, you're using an integer. You use an integer to get at the elements of the list, to address the elements of the list. In dictionaries, they don't have to be integers; they can be anything. It can be anything. Just as the data, just as the values in a list can be anything. Well, in a list, the indexes have to be integers, but the values can be anything. In a dictionary, the index can be anything and the value can be anything. Okay, so and in other languages, they're called associative arrays. But basically, you have a key. In this case here, let's say you have words and definitions, and so your dictionary is a bunch of words. That's the key, cat. And then the definition would be the value. So then, the data part of this first element here, the value part is the definition of cat, and the key part is the word cat. Anyway, so that's so when you create dictionary, there's 3 ways to create a dictionary. One is just by specifying it like this, and so you use these curly braces to say that it's going to be a dictionary. It's kind of like a set, but not quite. And then inside you have the key colon value, comma, key colon value, comma, and have as many as you want. So that's one way of specifying a list. So this is a dictionary. It's got 2 elements. There's an element for the key value Jose, and there's an element for the key value Gino, and each of those have values associated with them. The second approach is dictionary comprehension, which is that evaluates a loop and creates a new dictionary, kind of like list comprehension. You have a loop creating a list. You can have a loop creating a dictionary. But we aren't going to talk about that in this book, in this textbook. The third way is using this DICT function, dict function. It's a built-in function. And you do it like this. So you can specify it like this. And so it's similar to this, except for it's a function. It's a function that's got an argument. The argument is a string. It's the elements of the list. All right, of the dictionary, elements of the dictionary. Okay, so here's some common dictionary operations. So you have this dictionary called mydict, like this. And if you want to get out the value of where the key is, it's just like this. So here you're going to get out the value of key of the element whose key is Jose. You can assign a value to a key, to an element whose key is whatever key is. Just like this, just as you would expect. Same with a list, except for the index in a list, of course, is an integer. And dictionary, it's a word, or it's whatever. Here's how you delete it. This is a function. This is a method, but some methods. This is a standalone statement, you see, and the method is delete. It's del space, and then so this is deleting this element out of the dictionary. That's how you delete an element out of the dictionary. Say it like this: standalone statement. And this is this will return. Okay, this doesn't return anything. You can just put it there on a line all by itself. This actually is this is an expression which returns a value. It's going to be true or false. What it is it tests to see if this particular key is in this particular dictionary. All right, so let's do some this test your understanding of these concepts. Let's do so some challenge activities here. Let's get through this. All right. So in this case, we have this. So we have this dictionary. Okay, so we have this program here, and the program reads in this string. Here, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a challenge. I'm going to do this 8.12.1 delete from dictionary copies. Copy, and I'm going to go back over to Replit, and I'm going to go back to however I get back to. Let me just go back. I don't even like know how to get back to. Well, let me just go back here. And let me. I want to go back to Teams, and I want to create. Oh, I'll go into here. I'm going to create a new project, and I'm going to call it this, and it's going to be Python, and that's it. Create. And I'm going to paste this in. Some of you might think I'm just wasting time, but this is useful for some of you. Okay, so here's the program. And right now, there's going to be some user input, and then it's going to split based on comma, and then it's creating a new instance of an empty dictionary, and the dictionary is called country capital. And then this thing takes each of these entries, which is here. I'll tell you why I gotta do this too. This is the entry. And I'm going to put this as a comment right here. But then that. Okay, so this is the entry, and so here we're splitting on the comma, and so the entries would be, this would be the first entry, this would be the second entry, and this would be the third entry. And you can see what we're going to do here. Spain is going to be the key, and Madrid is going to be the value. Togo is going to be the key, and Loma, however you pronounce that. Prussia and whatever the Königsberg. All right, so this is what the dictionary is going to be. So for each of these pairs, there's three of them, 1, 2, 3. We split on the colon, and so the split pair, the 0th one is going to be this one, and the index number 1 is going to be this one. And so here we're saying the country capital of, this is the key value, which is this one, is equal to whatever this value was. Okay, so this is how we create, here we've created this dictionary. Okay, and the dictionary is called country capital. And then we're supposed to put whatever we're supposed to put in here, and then it's going to go through and print all these things. So we should be able to run this right now on this, using this data, and that's what they want us to do. Copy this again, and I'm going to run it, and it's waiting for an input, I think. So I'm just going to do paste. There it is, enter. And is Prussia deleted? No. Is Spain deleted? No. Is Togo deleted? No. Okay, so what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to write code right here. I'm supposed to write code there so the output looks like this. In other words, I'm supposed to write code to delete Prussia. Well, how am I going to do that? I think I'm going to use this del function here. It's right out there in the middle of nowhere. I'm just going to say, right here, I'm going to say del country capital, of Russia. No, yeah, Prussia. Like that. And now when I run this on this data, copy this again. Enter. Now it says Prussia deleted, yes. Okay, so that's the answer. Oops. Okay, so that's the answer to that challenge activity. All right, what's the next challenge activity? Airport codes. So we've got this. We declare a new instance of a dictionary. We set Amsterdam equal to AMS, San Francisco equal to that, Chicago equal to that, and then we're going to print what Amsterdam is and print what Chicago is, and so it prints out that and prints out that. Okay, that's great. This is a new one. So we've got something for Paris, for Seattle, and Vancouver, and we're going to print out Paris, which is Charles de Gaulle, CDG. And then we're going to print the return. And then we're going to print out Seattle, which is SDA. Enter. Very good. Let me do the fourth one. This is the hardest one. All right, so we've created a dictionary called provincial capitals. Okay, that must be, it's Canada, province, the capitals of the provinces. And then the names, that's spelled correctly? It should be O. Then we have the name, we're going to read in the input, and then what we're going to do is we're going to search. So this is a loop for reading in, because at the end we have another input there. So this reads until somebody enters an exit, see, like that. And then what we're going to do is, if the province name is in provincial capitals, then we're going to print out the province name, and then we're going to delete that province name. Otherwise, we're just going to print out an X if the province name is not in the dictionary. If the province name is not in the dictionary, or if the province name is no longer in the dictionary. So this is the input. And so is Ontario in there? Yes, it is. So I'm going to print Toronto. Toronto. Okay. And then I'm going to delete Toronto. I'm going to delete Ontario. Next one is Texas. Is Texas in there? No. So I've printed X. Is Nunavut in there? Yes, it is. So I print IQALUIT. Enter. And then I delete Nunavut. And then I come to Ontario again, and Ontario is no longer in there because I deleted that bad boy the first time. So, yeah, so I'm just going to do an X here. And then I get an exit. And what do I do when I get an exit? Nothing. All right, so let's see if this is correct. Yes. All right, so I'm going to end this video, this short video right now, because my cat is making some funny noises. So I'll put this up and make another one soon. Thanks for watching.